Rahim. The next 41 minutes is being dedicated to the victims of the Hello Darlings uh, travel agency. A news report filed by News 24 says that more than 2,000 people have accused travel agency Hello Darlings of defrauding them of thousands of rands after booking their dream holidays. The group is on a mission to do whatever it takes to get their hard earned money back. And it is alleged that the CEO of Hello Darlings, Tasneem Moosa, has since deactivated all her social media accounts and is believed to have fled the country. We'll be talking to a few of the victims on the show this morning, and undoubtedly my colleague Inayat Wadi will pick up on this conversation on tomorrow's show, because it seems that scores of people have been scammed. One such person is Mahtia Patel. She is an attorney from Pretoria, and she's here to share her story with us. She booked a trip as a gift to her husband for his 30th birthday, and lo and behold, she realized that she has been scammed. Mahtia Patel, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum salam, Auntie Julie. Jazakallah for having me, and assalamu alaikum to your listeners as well.
I am so sorry to hear that you, as well as hundreds of other people, have been scammed out of your hard-earned money. How did this all happen for you? When did you happen on this Tasneem Moosa's Hello Darlings website and felt that she's credible and you would be getting good value for your money?
Auntie Julie, I've been following Tasneem Moosa on Instagram for some time, maybe a year or so. I actually happened upon her page when I seen other people on Instagram, so-called influencers, advertising for her, but I won't mention any names there. So I've been following her for a while, and in December we planned a trip to Egypt, but we booked it through another accredited travel agent, and unfortunately due to COVID and the new variant being found, Egypt shut their borders to South Africa, so that didn't pan out. And as we came into January this year and things seemed to have settled down, we decided, you know what, it's time to start looking into travel again. And my husband just happened to be turning 30 this year, so I said to him, why don't we travel for your birthday? And at this time, everyone seemed to be traveling to Turkey, and I have been to Turkey previously. It's absolutely beautiful and something I definitely would want my husband and my daughter to see. And so we started looking for packages. We tried to book it ourselves directly with the airline and the hotels. And about 2 weeks ago, on a Sunday evening, I happened across a post on Tasneem Moosa's page for a Turkey trip for 3 people, 2 adults and a child, and 12, advertised at 30,000 rand. So immediately I requested the brochure, and we tried ourselves to match that price if we booked the hotels, and it just was impossible. And so we decided, you know what, let's make further inquiries and let's book the trip. So many people had traveled with her. There's people that we knew that had actually traveled with her previously last year and the year before. And so I made inquiries from her on the Monday, and she said to me, okay, I'll send you an invoice Monday evening. So Monday evening around 8 o'clock, she sent me the invoice. And from then, she continuously badgered me for the payment, even though her invoice said that you have 24 hours to pay. And unfortunately, we had a small issue with our bank, and because it was month end, there was an issue with the funds clearing. But in any case, I eventually made the payment at 2 o'clock in the morning because she constantly messaged me to request a payment. So I made the payment, and as soon as I made the payment, I said to her, I want my airline tickets because I'd like to purchase insurance, so I'll need the tickets now. And she said to me, but you can only get it at the end of April. So I said, but you're insisting on money being paid up front, so I want the tickets now. I can't give you the tickets now. We'll try for next week. But in the meantime, I'll add you to a group of people traveling at the same time as you, and I'll send you a receipt. She did add me to the group, but I never received the receipt, even though I constantly messaged her. She just kept on reading my messages. And yeah, that's how we ended up booking with her.
When did you realize that you'd been scammed? Question number 1. Number 2, just as we started the interview, Mahdia, you spoke about influences. And somewhere else, I've also read about people saying that influencers should be held accountable as well, because, and I stand corrected here, if you are an influencer in whatever industry, you do benefit, don't you, when you tout people's services or their products, because you get freebies, you enjoy those freebies, and then you obviously tout their products or their services. So, as an attorney, how do you respond to that?
Well, Auntie Julie, on I think it was Monday evening, a friend of mine called me and she said to me, quickly go and see Tasneem Moosa has left all the groups, her social media is gone. And I thought, you know what, something must have just happened. And I'm still telling her, are you sure? You're not just kidding? And when I put down the phone and I went to look, I seen everyone starting to panic at that point because her WhatsApp had been switched off, her Instagram profile had been wiped clean. And at that point in life, what, we'd been scammed. And it was the most shocking thing. I'm still in shock. I cannot believe that this has actually happened to us. You know, I mean, it's a lot of money, and it was devastating for us at that point.
Absolutely.
But coming to the influencers part of things, it seems that since the scam has come out, every influencer was previously associated with Tasneem Moosa has now gone silent, or they're ill and they can't respond to messages, or they didn't know, or whatever it is. And I mean, others have even taken it upon themselves to make fun of people that have lost their money, which I think is totally tasteless. But in any event, Auntie Julie, look, from a legal perspective, it's a bit of a gray area, because when you're advertising, you can't really say it was our fault advertising. Many of these influencers did benefit from her and did travel and gave their honest reviews. But I feel there should be some responsibility taken by these influencers, because many of them helped Tasneem as admin. So people booked directly with them to get these packages. So I feel many of them should be responsible, and they should take some sort of responsibility. Maybe they don't have the money, but they should give more information and assist legal enforcement in any way possible to find Tasneem, because they know where she is, where her properties are, her family, etc., etc. And somehow, Tasneem kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth. She's somewhere out there, and somebody knows where she is.
Absolutely. Do you know her personally, or is it just through your interaction of this planned holiday that you came upon her? And I do know that there's now a Telegram group where all of the people that were scammed have gotten together. Surely someone somewhere along the line knows of her or of her family. Has anyone tried to make contact via those avenues to try and see if perhaps she can try and give back the monies before legal action is taken against her? And undoubtedly, if that many people do get together, there could be very serious consequences for her regarding this matter.
Auntie Julie, I am on the Telegram group. That's actually how I happened upon your interview. There's over 3,000 people on that group. Many people on that group are just their spectators. There are those who really, truly lost a lot of money. People have lost insane amounts of money, because she recently had a special where she was selling 3 holidays for the price of 4 or something. So people have let go of huge sums of money. Somebody even paid R1 million to her for a holiday. And we've tried everything. My friend on the group actually contacted her mom to say, I mean, it's your daughter, you must know where she is. And her mom says, oh no, I'm sorry, I don't know where she is. I believe a son or stepson of hers, something, I'm not sure the exact connection, posted on Facebook to please stop contacting his dad, because they do not know where Tasneem is. I do not know her personally. I have no personal connection of her. I do not know even what she looks like in person. I only happened upon her through Instagram and however she was advertised to different things.
Okay, Mahtia, thank you so very much for talking to us. We have a few more people that we're going to be talking to. And like I said, please stay tuned tomorrow, because undoubtedly Inayat Wadi is going to pick up on the story and run with it as well. Sorry for your loss, but inshallah, who knows, maybe she will be found and will be held accountable. Go well, and salam
Jazakallah
alaikum
for
to
having me,
you.
Auntie Julie. Wa alaikum
Absolute
salam.
pleasure. Okay, we've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages here of people who've been scammed and people who have issues regarding this issue. Tasneem Moosa, founder and managing director of Hello Darlings, who have scammed all of these people. I have, unfortunately, I can't give names out on air. Legally, we're not able to do that. But someone who says, I'm willing to volunteer my time. I'm an attorney handling the matter for people from Lenasia and surrounding areas. Please feel free to contact me. And this has to do, obviously, with the Hello Darlings issue. If you go to the Telegram pages, you'll be able to get all of this information. There's also to all of those who have been affected by the actions of Tasneem Moosa from Hello Darlings. I cannot imagine the nightmare you're going through. The events surrounding this incident are shocking and appalling, and I hope justice is served. All right, we have Anonymous from Johannesburg who'd like to talk to us. Assalamu alaikum to you. Welcome.
Walaikum salam.
I'm sorry, I'm sure you've been scammed as well. What is your story, my dear brother?
Yes, we've been scammed of 115,000 Rand by Hello Darling.
Oh, no.
We initially made a payment for the trip in June and one trip in December. We went on a trip to the Maldives, which was all, 100% on board, and there was no issues with that. So we proceeded to book another 2 trips for 2022.
And that's when you got scammed. How much time have you spent trying in tracking down Tasneem Moosa, and perhaps plead with her to refund your hard-earned money so that you don't possibly join a whole band of people who wanting to take legal action against her? Have you tried that route at all?
We've been, spending a lot of time on the Telegram that was created specifically for the recovery of the funds that we've spent. We are in the process of, gathering case numbers so that we have a strong case, and then, take it up with regard to Yusuf Abramji as well as the Hawks, which we're in the process of compiling. I mean, it's so devastating. We've spent a lot of time, yesterday on the chat trying to gather and find information of, what exactly do we have at play, and, can we open up that legal case against Tasneem Moosa and our company.
Okay, good on you. Please persevere. We can't let her get away with it, because if she does, lots more people will try similar scams in the future. So do ask that you guys do, you are successful in your action against her to retrieve your monies. Shukran very much for calling in. It is 9:54 a.m. News and Views right here on Salam Media. We have so very many messages. I don't even know where to begin. Here's one that says, as an influencer, I was offered partial free travel last year, but no financial compensation, and shared my positive experiences with my followers, as well as their promotional deals. Prior to this agreement, my intention was to book and pay for the trip myself, and would have therefore recommended to my followers regardless, due to the experience. As soon as I heard about Hello Darlings, customers becoming increasingly frustrated with their service and having really bad experiences, I removed myself from any further dealings with them and ceased my promotion of their services to my audience. I issued a public statement on my social media platforms on January the 25th, informing my followers of this and revoking my recommendations. I am so sorry to all of you that have been touched by this cruel behavior. Another message, it has come to my attention that Tasneem Moosa from Hello Darlings has deleted her social media as well as changed all her contact information and has not paid her clients their refunds, which she promised to do back in January. I have tried to make contact with her, however, her number no longer works. And a million more such messages. Another one saying, I would like to reiterate my communication in January that I had been gifted a partially paid trip to the Maldives in exchange for posting an advert about my trip and an honest review of the trip, as well as the services supplied by the resort. I did not, obviously, this is an influencer, I did not receive any cash kickbacks, commissions, or profit shares. Tasneem agreed to gift us travel if we continue to post upcoming adverts. I agreed since I, along with other guests on the trip, had a fantastic time as we communicated online. There were no real flags to my knowledge. We had, however, never been gifted any more travel. As soon as the post in January happened, I drafted a response to everyone and immediately posted. Okay, so there are so very many such similar incidents. My big question is, and I have no doubt in my mind, inshallah, that Inayat will pick up on this, is the issue from a legal standpoint. If Tasneem Musa is unable to be traced, what is the legal standing of all of these hundreds of people that have lost their money? I'm wondering if there's some way that you can actually alert Department of Home Affairs so that they can put out an alert at the different border posts that if she tries to come in or out of the country, that is where she's apprehended and brought to book. That's just a thought on my mind. I'm not a legal person, but maybe a legal eagle can give us give us a response on that issue. Tawfiq Juma, based in Johannesburg. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. And I am sorry if you are one of the people that have been scammed. Are you?
No, thankfully not.
Okay.
We booked a trip with Hello Darlings for January, the 10th to the 18th. It was a trip to the Maldives, but because of COVID, that got cancelled. And Tasneem Moosa offered either refunds or postponements, but because the timings weren't working for us, we requested refunds. That was like early December. And the refund policy back then was, if I remember correctly, a 30-day refund policy. And that was not met. And I think, if I remember, towards the latter part of Jan or early Feb, Taz came on Instagram. She had a live, an Instagram live where she explained, the situation of what's happening. And then subsequent to that, we either had a choice to either liaise with her directly in terms of refunds or select to deal with the attorneys. So
okay, let me interrupt you there, Tawfiq. Let me interrupt you there. She came on live to explain what was happening. Did she suggest that she was in financial trouble?
No, not. It didn't come across as if there was any financial trouble. It came across more as if it was an administrative issue of processing refunds. And the vast amount of refunds that had to be processed. And that's what was taking time. She didn't come on, from what I can remember, to explain any financial issues that she was facing.
So that was the story, but subsequent to that, did you get back your money?
Yes. So we decided to follow the attorney route to deal with her attorneys directly, which was Fatima Lockhart, I think, based in Durban. And we emailed them, and they offered to give us a letter of undertaking, which confirmed that they acting on behalf of Taz, and they confirmed that they owe us a certain amount of money that's refundable to us, and it's going to be paid before the 28th of Feb. So we got that letter, and we waited for the refund up until the 28th of Feb, and nothing came into our account. So on the 28th of Feb, I decided to contact the lawyers to find out what's happening. And on that day, after a whole lot of back and forth, I demand payment because the letter of undertaking stipulated that payment will be made on or before the 28th of Feb.
Did it happen?
Thankfully, Shukr, on the 28th, they forwarded us a proof of payment, and the next morning, money reflected into our account.
Oh, Tawfiq, I think you're one of the lucky ones. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And now see what happens 7 days later. So it's shocking.
Absolutely shocking. My heart goes out to everyone. And, the converse of this is I kind of ask myself, who is this girl, Tasneem Moosa? What is the situation? What went wrong? How did she find herself in a situation or a position like this? And I hope and pray that she can come forward and account for what went wrong. Let's hope and pray that the monies are there that you can pay back to the people. If not, can you imagine what the rest of her life is going to be like? She's going to be hounded, undoubtedly. But Tawfiq, shukran very much indeed for coming on the show with us. I have one or two more messages I would like to read out. Here's one from an attorney. I don't think I'm allowed to say her name. No, I'm not. But she's joined the group, and this is what she has to say. I have just joined this group, and I would like to be brought up to speed insofar as your progress with the legal or criminal justice system is concerned, whereafter I will be in a position to offer each of you the appropriate guidance strategy. So some light at the end of the tunnel. That is, the monies are still there. I mean, if she hasn't blown the money, I'm still hopeful that maybe Taz has not run away with the money. Maybe she's found herself in some sort of a difficult position, and now seeing this uproar from the people who believe they've been scammed, that she will make good, come out publicly, make an apology and pay back the money. And let me just say right at the outset, I don't know Tasneem Moosa, never heard of Hello Darling till this was brought to my attention 2 days ago. So I don't know her. I don't know what her situation or circumstances might be. But no matter what they are, I don't believe that this is the way you go. This is not how you conduct business. And even from a Muslim point of view, this is not what we do. We don't go out, and this is outright stealing people's money. So Taz or a family member who might be out there listening to us, maybe plead with her and tell her to make good if she hasn't blown the money, and to come out and reassure the general public that they will get back their money. I've got another message here which I'd like to share. Look, I've got a gazillion messages, quite honestly, but I'll just read a few more. This one says, great companies don't depend on influencers. They depend on word of mouth from actual consumers, the actual consumers' quality and integrity. If anyone thinks that influencers represent the public, they're mistaken. Influencers are just there for freebies and promos. I hear you, my brother. I hear you. Uh, Someone else is saying apparently the influencers got paid real well for some of these promotions. Let's not target the influencers here. I think maybe, yeah, it was okay to get a freebie now and again. And maybe they also took Taz Musa at face value and kind of felt they're doing the right thing. Okay. Um, so many more messages. I could sit here the entire day sharing it with all of you, but we have another guest all the way from Mauritius. She is Nita, and she has some comments on this situation as well. Nita, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on.
Lovely to make.
I'll gladly help with whatever questions you'll have.
Okay, Nita, you are aware of the background to the story of Taz Musa and Hello Darlings. Have you had direct contact with her?
Okay. Let me just briefly let you in on how we met and how I know Taz Musa. Actually, I'm from South Africa, from Durban. And I left Durban when I was 19 and got married to a Mauritian and moved to Mauritius. I am living there now 27 years, and I have a well-established tour operator company for the past 27 years, a souvenir art and craft shop, and a Durban Bunny Chow restaurant in Grand Gate.
Wow.
It's where I'm situated. So in 2019, Taz walked into our Durban Bunny Chow restaurant and came to order a bunny chow from us to sit in and eat. So she came in with a gentleman that she introduced as her husband, and apparently he was blind, and she was guiding him to walk and, get his way about. So as she sat in the restaurant, she was having a look at my tour company with all the itineraries and stuff that was set up. And she asked me if who does it belong to. So I said, this is my company, and my husband and I, we run the tour operator company ourselves in Mauritius, where we work with 99% of South Africans because they've trusted us during the years, and it was always word of mouth where we sent their families and friends to us. And we have given them the best service, and there's never been any complaints. The tours are done by myself and my husband and my 3 sons to go out as guides on the tour. So Taz was very, very impressed and very happy to work with me. And she told me that she has a tour company back in Johannesburg called Hello Darlings. And she works a lot with the Muslim community that do their reservations for holiday packages. And if she sends them to me, can I do the tours and take them around? Because it's always nice to have a South African living, in another country that will take care of the fellow South Africans. So I said it's not a problem. Whenever your group arrives, you just send me a message through. I'll gladly pick them up from the airport and drop them off at their hotel. So in 2019, in November, December, she sent me the first group that arrived, and they paid me directly in the hotel for the excursions, as she had requested them to do. And the second group that was going to arrive in March 2020 got cancelled due to the lockdown, the COVID pandemic. And I thought that when the clients arrived, they would pay. So it was fine. I had no payment and there was no refunds and stuff. And I haven't heard from her for quite a long time until 2 months before October 21. I started getting messages from her, and it was a different telephone number. It wasn't a South African number, and she said that she's in Turkey, and I wasn't aware of it. So she told me that she has moved, and she has groups coming in December 21, and she'll be in contact. And as you know, in November, December 21, we are closed again to the South African market due to this Omicron pandemic, and only open on January 7th, 2022. And she started to send me a few WhatsApp messages. She told me, Nita, I have a group arriving on the 2nd and 3rd of March from South Africa. Please pick them up from the airport. She sent me all the flight details through on WhatsApp. So I asked her, can you please email me all this? Because, on the WhatsApp, it's quite hectic and I'm also very busy. And it's easier that way. So we can, we can just print and stuff. And she said, no, I don't do WhatsApp. I don't do emails. I just do WhatsApp. And it's easier, it's quickest. And please make sure you fetch them. And I said, sure. Should I collect payment for them on arrival as we usually do? And she said, no. I will ask my guys back home to do a Forex transfer to you and send me the receipts too. So a week before the 2nd and 3rd March, I sent her messages asking her when payment's going to be made because we need, to arrange for the group. And eventually, no payments came through. It was like today, tomorrow.
Okay, Nita, sorry for the interruption. We are very stretched for time. Can you just get to the heart of the matter very quickly? I need to wrap up the show.
Mm-hmm.
Nita, can you just get to... Can you just tell me what eventually happened? I need to end the show. I don't have much time left.
Oh, okay. So eventually her groups arrived here on the 2nd and 3rd, and there was no money transferred into my account, and I had to keep up to my word because, these were South Africans that had kids and stuff arriving. So I did go to the airport and I fetched the first group and I fetched the second group, and it was already the 3rd, and the 4th was a Friday. And I WhatsApp her again during the course of the time, and she said that she's busy, she's going to get it done, she's going to send it through. And eventually we had a tour booked for Saturday and Monday. There was no money in my account yet. And Friday night she sent a PDF through and said that it's been done. But I didn't see that the transfer was made the payment was made for the 7th of March. So he had to do the tour on the Saturday, and I had to do the tour on the Monday, still receiving no money. And on Tuesday, we contacted the bank, and apparently they said nothing has come through. And it's only on Tuesday afternoon that payment for this group came due. And the group contacted me and asked me, did you see what's happening on the social media with Hello Darlings? I mean, she's stolen money, she's ran away. And I wasn't aware of any of this until yesterday.
Okay. Nita, I'm so sorry.
People were robbed and stuff. So
okay, Nita, I'm going to have to end it there, unfortunately. Did you get back all of your money, or were you also done out of some money?
Yes. No. The money came into my account after the tours. Today we have departures. We have to drop the group stuff at the airport. And I've kept to my end of the deal, even though I had no money, but I made sure they had a nice time.
Okay.
Because, my is here. So, but if there's any other people that this has happened to, if ever they come to Mauritius, they can gladly contact me directly, and I'll gladly assist them for transfers, tours, and they can deal directly with me.
Okay. Finally, Nita. Sorry, finally, do you still have contact with her? Have you heard from her recently?
No. I have. Well, actually, the WhatsApp messages going through is just one tick, so she's not reading anything. And I'm not on Instagram, and I'm not active on social media and stuff. I just have Facebook where regard my business. But I'm not like the person to advertise because I have very little time on my hands.
Okay, Nita, so sorry I have to cut in there. Thank you indeed for your time. I'm way over my time on my program. I have to leave it there, but thank you for your time. Go well. And it is on my side exactly 14 after 10 o'clock. That was Nita in Mauritius, talking about her dealings with Tasneem Moosa of Hello Darlings. We have to wrap up. A big thank you to my producer, Nasreen Naidu. As always, follow the COVID protocols. Take care on the roads. Till next week at the same time. Assalamu alaikum and Khudafiz from me, Julie.